The sound of this printing machine seems to never stop. It's the sound of relief for recently arrived migrants like Maria Jose Rodriguez.
Ahora estamos a salvo y estoy agradecida con Dios. Estamos a salvo.
The 19-year-old, her mother, and younger brother finally submitted their application for asylum, thanks to the help provided by Nuala O'Doherty-Naranjo.
When this asylum crisis hit, we really have a way to actually help people. There's a huge impact. With a little bit of effort, we can really help families change their lives.
The former Manhattan district attorney converted her home basement into an immigrant center. O'Doherty-Naranjo provides free services to newly arrived migrants from her house in Jackson Heights, Queens.
We have a 4-page handout on the very first steps, from getting your first phone, to register your kids in school, to applying for health insurance, finding a place to live, and then most importantly, applying for asylum.
The mayor's office says 50,000 migrants have arrived in New York City since last April. Rodriguez and her family arrived in the United States 6 months ago.
¿Por qué saliste de Perú?
Por extorsión en mi país, por mi familia. Extorsionaban a mi mamá.
But now, the family has a sense of peace, knowing their asylum application is moving forward.
Why is it important that these families fill out their asylum application quickly?
You need to file within your first year of arriving. So 1 year from the day you arrived. And with 50,000 families, it's going to take a long time to fill those out.
Starting the asylum process opens the door to a work authorization card.
180 days after you file, you can actually receive work authorization. The real question is, with this influx of immigrants, will the immigration authorities be able to actually keep up with it? And we don't know yet.
Rodriguez doesn't mind the wait after a dangerous trip through Mexico and spending 3 months in a U.S. Customs Enforcement detention center in Louisiana. She recalls the fear she and her family felt on a bus in Mexico.
Había un haitiano y él no habla español y solamente hablaba su idioma y solamente bajaron, se lo llevaron. No subimos nada más de él. Afuera estaban con armas.
Mexican cartels are known to capture, extort, and torture migrants. Humberto Guamangate, an indigenous migrant from Ecuador, is also seeking help after fleeing his country with his wife and 3 children.
Ahorita, por ejemplo, los policías, los militares, a la gente indígena no le respetan.
Indigenous communities in Ecuador have been denouncing discrimination from the government. Last year, peaceful protests against the government's economic policies turned violent, ending with police arresting the leader of the country's biggest indigenous group. Guamangate participated in the demonstrations. At least 6 people died and about 500 were injured. Spanish is a second language for Guamangate. His wife only speaks Quechua, a language spoken by indigenous people of Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Chile, and Argentina. A language barrier O'Doherty-Naranjo tries to help migrants get past.
They're handed these forms in English. They're told it has to be filled out in English, and they don't know what to do.
The good thing is, O'Doherty-Naranjo speaks Spanish. She learned it through her husband, an immigrant from Ecuador. She's grateful for the support she's received from her neighbors, members of local organizations, City University of New York students, and even from migrants themselves.
Me siento bien ayudando a la señorita Nuala.
Rodriguez is now volunteering at the center, assisting fellow migrants. She says the bad memories from her journey are still present.
Pasar tanto peligro, no saber si íbamos a llegar acá con vida o no, era horrible.
Now, her main wish is to obtain legal status so she can continue her nursing career, a dream she left behind in Peru.
Del, Nuala told me that right now her main concern is getting funding to continue helping this migrant family. She told me she is in talks with the New York City mayor's office and she's still waiting for a response. Del.
Good that you stay on top of the story for us. Axel Tercios reporting from New York City. Axel, thank you very much.